the first Aboriginal people presumably got here by sea crossings from the islands to the north. There was never a complete land bridge between here and Asia, and the first Aboriginal arrivals in this country must have been by sea. And if we assume that that was about 40,000 years ago, which seems to be about the best evidence, that's quite a long time ago. And we don't know, of course, whether those first people, whether the Aboriginal people came in one relatively coherent migration in the beginning, or whether there were a series of waves, more likely the latter, over a period of many thousands of years. So those sea crossings probably occurred for a long, long time. And then in more recent times we've had visits in not in the immediate Darwin area, but in the regions to the east across into Arnhem Land, visits and around into the Gulf of Carpentaria, visits by Macassan seafarers who came here, of course, to harvest trepang, which was an item that they then took home to their city of Yuzhang Pandang, traded it with China. And those people probably were coming here from about, near enough to 400 years ago. They began coming here and continued through until 1907, when punitive customs impositions imposed by the Australian government made it uneconomical for them to continue to come. And then, of course, in the middle of all of that, we had the arrival of European navigators looking for extensions of the Spice Islands in the South Seas, the Spanish and the Dutch, and then the French and the British. And of course it was the British who made the most detailed exploration of the northern coasts, going right through to the 1820s period, and eventually resulting in the establishment of military outposts on the north coast. So there has been a long history of seafaring contact. It's fairly clear that the Macassan influence on some Aboriginal people in the top end was quite profound. There is an obvious Macassan genetic influence among many people in Arnhem Land. There was the adoption of some of the language of the Macassans into the languages of the coastal regions, and the use of some of the goods that the Macassans brought here, steel and glass and other items which Aboriginal people did not have. So there was a significant impact in terms of language, material culture, but particularly in terms of the world view. Aboriginal people, until this contact occurred, believed that they were the only people, that there were no other people, no people unlike them anywhere else. And to be introduced or to meet these people from a completely alien world introduced a lot of new concepts to their way of thinking.